Today we're at 2 East Main Street in Norristown, which is the headquarters of DEP's Southeast Regional Office. Perfect place to hang an environmental art show.
Our contest with the school district is something that's just an incredible synergy. We are based here in Norristown, and we feel that we partner with the community, and what better way to share our knowledge and share the love of art with students.
Our new regional director, Cosmo Servideo, wanted very much to do something that would integrate our operation with the people of Norristown.
You know, this idea came from a series of conversations. Being regional director here in the Southeast Regional Office, I am privileged to have a great staff, and my program managers and I were brainstorming on different things that we can do here in Norristown.
And one of the first ideas that we had was to do something with the schools, something related to art. That was narrowed down to a recycled or environmental art project. And by last fall, the fall of 2013, we had decided on an art contest.
Earlier this year, Nan Odenthal asked me if I would be interested in meeting with the Department of Environmental Protection to have this show, to put this show together. So I met with Deb Fries from the DEP several times. It took us several brainstorming sessions, many months, lots of ideas being tossed around, and I really think it's a great collaboration between the Norristown Area School District art teachers and the DEP.
So we ended up working with the Norristown Area School District on a project that we call Tossed and Found that would use group projects, installations made by one or more classes, and that's what you have here today.
Waste Management was very instrumental in helping us. They funded us, they provided us with the panels, and they're providing some of the things here tonight, like the refreshments and the prizes.
Well, Waste partners with the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection on many projects, and a few months ago, the idea was why not put together an art challenge or an art contest and see what the creativity of the students could generate. Didn't really put any parameters on it. We gave them a blank piece of plywood and basically said, go at it. So the kids brainstormed, thought about what they wanted to do, recycled the materials on their own, and created these wonderful pieces of art that you see around the atrium today.
The project behind me is called The Green Man. What we had children do, because the Department of Environmental Protection asked us to come up with something that was reduce, reuse, recycle. The theme is tossed and found. So how many of us toss out bottle caps? So students collected bottle caps. At one point, I had no idea what to do with the bottle caps, but something just automatically occurred to me, and the Green Man was conceived and born.
This is Gottwalls Elementary School, and it is Under the Sea and Saving the Trees.
Okay, this piece of artwork was created by the art club from Hancock Elementary School.
The project we worked on was a collaborative project. It's the first project we did where all the students were contributing to one final piece. It was presented to us by the department here as a way to send a message. It was all about sending a message about recycling, repurposing things that would normally go into the trash and making them into art.
Just like the idea that fashion is recycled decade to decade, things are reused. What we did is we decided to use recycled items to then make that fashion that could be worn. And we decided to do a show and a piece based on recycled work.
The students and I at Paul Fly, we collected paper towel tubes for about a half a year, and we came up with the idea of making a fish because fish travel in a school, and when we take care of recycling and take care of our planet, we're also taking care of the oceans, not just the land. One of the reasons we chose paper towel tubes as our material to use is that all the students could bring in the tubes, we could all recycle them. Everybody uses them in their households, and I had an abundance of tubes that came in. It was wonderful.
It's good that people in the community get together and talk about recycling and reusing.
So the background is made out of magazine collage. My kindergarten, first, and second grade students were making their own sea turtle or fish collages.
I learned how beautiful how you make fish out of all recycle.
We identified the colors we would need for our ocean, and as they came across those colors in their magazine, they would tear those pieces out, put them in the appropriate box, and later other students would glue them on with me.
I think it's cool how, like, instead of throwing the stuff out, or like, we made it into something that's nice to look at.
The frame pieces were put together by the third graders. It was a process of cutting the tubes apart, gluing them into the pattern, and then painting several coats of gold paint.
It's cool and fun looking at different people artwork.
The body of the fish was predominantly made by the fourth graders. They cut the scales, they painted the scales, and then what I did is I chose a student from each grade level to come down into my room, and they helped me put the fish together in its final phase, which is what you see now.
It feels good to be at the department because it's good to do art.
I think the kids really loved this project. They were so excited with the idea that they could recycle. They really felt empowered. They are thrilled that our fish is going to come back to our school. We're just really proud. And a lot of the kids have told me that they then went home to make their own art out of recyclable materials, which was really amazing to me.
So we have cardboard boxes as our infrastructure, and then on top of that, all of the rocks are created from crumpled paper bags. Then each individual part is either egg cartons, more paper bags.
So we were working on a coral reef, and most people made the box coral. We made all types of animals that live in the sea who would live in this coral reef.
So the kids were given the different types of coral. So we learned about what types of coral are within the reef, and we also learned about the animals that were in the reef.
This piece of artwork was created by the art club from Hancock Elementary School.
I think we learn how to be a good artist when we grow up.
The kids pretty much came up with the idea and planned the entire idea. We had a brainstorm session to begin with, and they all came up with different ideas for what we could do to represent recycling. And then as a group, we planned out how we would use the bottles and turn them into the flowers.
Today's event was amazing to see all the kids here and the art that they produced that's hanging in our atrium here. It was just wonderful. I enjoyed it so much. It just livens up our office, and it's great to see the kids who actually did the artwork and their teachers here, and to thank them personally for helping brighten our work lives when we come here and see this every day.
Well, I think it's a great partnership between government agency and the local community. I think it's something that hopefully we can continue to do, and it's just great to be able to lend this resource to the students.
To take something and realize that although it might have an intended purpose, a lot of times many things can be used in different ways, and it can be repurposed. And it's a lot of what we do with our clothing and with our jewelry and with our lives. We can repurpose things to suit whatever mood we're in. And I kind of hope they take what was maybe trash, but now recycled, and they've turned it into something that is appealing to the eye and adds dimension and character and is an expression of themselves.
They're so used to doing artwork for school, but it's great for them to be able to display their artwork for the greater public and for them to also see all the other great artwork that is here.
I think what's important is that the kids realize that grown-ups do appreciate what they do and pay attention to it.
It really came through incredibly well. I mean, what a talented group of young adults, and I'm just privileged to host this, and we look forward to continuing doing that partnership in the future.